Lady Vivian Pruitt, and welcome to Let's Talk. So we are continuing our talk about Abraham, one of the great patriarchs in the Old Testament in the book of Genesis. So Abraham has a child. He's 100 years old now, and him and Sarah, his wife Sarah, finally have the promised child that God promised to him, which was Isaac. So this is now 25 years later. So when he first told Abraham was 75. It's now been 25 years, but God was faithful to his promise, and they have Isaac. So I can imagine, using my imagination, I can imagine that when Isaac was born, there was a lot of celebration, and that Isaac was a beloved child. He had to have been loved by Abraham and Sarah. They finally had this baby that they had been waiting for so long. So I can imagine, even as he was growing up, he must have been a spoiled little boy. He was a wealthy little boy because his father was very wealthy at the time. But one day, God asked him to sacrifice his son. Now, the Bible doesn't say how old Isaac was when Abraham had to sacrifice him. Some scholars say he may have been a young boy, maybe 12 years old. Some say he may have been as old as 37 years old, a grown man. But anyway, God tells Abraham to go up to a mountain and to sacrifice his beloved son. And Abraham obeys. Again, I mentioned before that Abraham had been growing and developing his relationship with God. Where before he kind of seemed to falter and stumble, now he held strong. When God asked him to go sacrifice his son, he didn't hesitate. He got his son, he got the wood, he got everything he needed to prepare the sacrifice, and he went up to that mountain. He took Isaac with him. And it wasn't until he drew back his hand that God intervened again and stopped him and said, Abraham, now I know that you love me. So see, as you follow the story of Abraham, you really see how Abraham was developing step by step and day by day his relationship with God. So again, this is the ultimate sacrifice. And that just demonstrates the ultimate sacrifice that God made for us, because one day God would sacrifice his son at that same location. Anyway, stay tuned to next week as we review and wrap up the story of Abraham the patriarch. God bless.